Hi and welcome to Common Cup. My name is Mark Moat. I'm sitting in for Jim Gear today, and joining me on the Common Cup set, although it looks a little different, is Len Marshall. And Len is the president of the Towns County Historical Society. Good morning, Len. How are you?
Hey, Mark. I'm okay.
Yeah, don't be nervous. We're all friends here. I mean, you only have the burden of 154 years of history on your shoulders.
Yeah,
so.
that's all.
Yeah, that's all. I'm not helping them. And I mentioned 154 years since Towns County was founded. And I guess in part to celebrate, you've got something coming up that you'd like to talk about. So I'm going to open it up to you. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, May the 8th is our annual Arts and Heritage Festival. We're going to have that on the square in Hiawassee, Georgia, beginning at 11 o'clock. And this year we have something special to do at 11, which is to dedicate the Presley Post Office, which has been moved from the River Road, which is Highway 75, to beside the courthouse, between the courthouse and the senior center.
Right.
So we're all going to meet there at 11 o'clock and just talk about how wonderful it was to get it moved. And I really appreciate Dan Simpson, who was a project coordinator. He did a lot of work, and Alan Saylor. They both worked really, really hard on it. And then we're going to have other people from the community that did work and contributed to the moving it and just everything that went on, because it was a pretty big process to get that down the road to the courthouse.
Mm-hmm. When did the actual relocation take place?
In the spring this year.
Okay. And I can imagine that was a rather large undertaking.
Yes, we had to get permission from the overhead lines from the EMC and from the telephone people, and it took a little bit of doing to get all that worked out.
Our commissioner involved in that?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Okay.
Mr. Kendall was very instrumental in helping us get that accomplished.
Okay, all right. What was the reason for moving it?
Because if we had left it where it was eventually just going to rot and disintegrate into nothing. And so it was one of the last old buildings, especially it's like a federal building, that we could move and keep.
Right. Okay. Does it fall under any sort of historical registry?
We haven't registered it. We haven't put it on the National Register. We haven't done that yet. But it was built in 1932, so it qualifies as a building that's older than 50 years old.
Right.
And we're working on the process of getting some older houses in the county under that. There are three buildings right now in the National Register in the county. One is the old jail, which is right beside the courthouse.
Right.
And then two on the Young Harris campus, which is Sharp building and the Susan B. Chapel.
Right, okay.
So that's all we actually have on the register right this minute.
Okay. And again, the relocation and did you call it a dedication?
Yes, we're going to dedicate the opening of the new post office, or the old new post office.
Okay, that's at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
On Saturday, May 8th. And again, it's between the courthouse, the present courthouse, and the senior center. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
On the east lawn. And we're also going to have, after that, we're going to have the mayors from Young Harris and Hiawassee speak and give a little history of what's been going on in their state of the county and things like that. And the commissioner will say a few words as well after that, and maybe the police force and sheriff's office.
Okay.
So we're going to have a few dignitaries.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's reason enough to have a nice crowd on this day, but there's other things going on?
Oh, yeah. After that, after the few short speeches, we're going to have music on the square. We're going to move from the side of the courthouse up to the square, and we'll have music all day and dancing and gospel, bluegrass, square dancing, just a variety of things, and storytelling and poems, and a lot of people there to entertain us all day long.
Okay. Have you given this get-together a name?
Well, Arts and Heritage Festival.
Yeah, that's a good name. That's a good name.
And we're celebrating the birthday of our county. March is the actual birthday, but it's too cold then. So we do it in May. And this year, what did you say, 154th year?
Well, that's what I said because that's what you told me.
Yes,
so.
We'll have a birthday cake with that written on it.
Oh, okay.
And we'll eat the birthday cake at 3 o'clock.
Okay, all right. As president of the Historical Society, I mean, I can see this falling under your purview. But what else do you do for the maintenance of, I guess, historical accuracy or records?
Well, the main thing we've been doing lately are oral history records. We have the older people in the county come in, and we have a room so that it's quiet. We have to have a good, sound, and it's only recording. It's not videotape.
Right, right.
And we record. We ask them about their history and their parents and grandparents, and they talk and tell us about what their childhood was like and how much it's changed. So we have quite a few people, almost 100 that we've recorded so far, and we will also be doing that on Saturday as well. We'll have a oral history station set up to record memories, and the McKinney building was just torn down.
Yes, yes.
And the oldest business, and it was on the square, and so we will have people come and talk about the memories of the McKinney building at that time and record those, as well as the Presley Post Office, if anybody has memories about those two things in particular.
Right. Because once those folks that carry these stories leave us, they're gone forever.
Yes, it's very important to get the oral history of our county, and we will have that available, and we ask everybody to make sure that they say things that other people can listen to. And we're going to put those in the library for people to access and to listen to. And the Appalachian Study Center as well. They're the ones that started this, and they're one of the sponsors of this festival as well. They gave us some grant money, as well as the Georgia Council for the Arts. So we really want to appreciate both of those for giving us some grant money. But the Appalachian Study Center in Dahlonega, North Georgia College and State University, have an archive over there that they're going to keep the records in as well. And they're doing more counties than just ours, so it's the Northeast Georgia area.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, you say there's been probably over 100 in towns.
So far,
Have
yes.
you been privy to any of these? Have you listened to any of these?
Yes, I was there at the beginning when we first started, and it was just fascinating what you learn about the history. And every person's life is unique and wonderful. People say, oh, well, you don't need to hear about my life. But it's really unique and great to hear all of the individual stories. And I know there are a lot of people out there that haven't come yet, so y'all need to come and tell us your funny stories about your grandpas and grandmas.
Right, okay, for the historical record.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have a lot of things here that I want to talk to you about. We want to take a little commercial time out and come back. The Common Cup is, actually, there is a Common Cup there.
It's replaced by our ceramics.
Okay. And we'll talk about some of this when we come back, all right?
Okay.
Welcome back to Common Cup. My name is Mark Moat. I'm sitting in for Jim Gear today, and I have the pleasure of talking with Lynn Marshall, who is the president of the Towns County Historical Society. Towns County, the actual date has passed, but we're celebrating 154 years of existence. And in a way to commemorate, Lynn is here to talk about the Arts and Heritage Festival. We touched on this in the first segment, but give me the day, time, place, all that again.
Okay, it's May the 8th on Saturday in Hiwassee on the Square, and it will start at 11 o'clock and go until dusk. We'll be square dancing into the evening.
Okay. And actually the activities start at 11 at the old Presley Post Office, the dedication of its new location.
Yes, beside the courthouse.
Okay. Now, will the activities on the square start at the same time, Lynn?
They'll start probably 11:30 to 12 when we finish with the post office over at the courthouse.
Right. Will there things be set up on the square?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about some of the things that folks will see.
Well, arts and crafts vendors will be over there.
All right.
So we'll have lots of arts and crafts for people to buy and look at. And these are local arts and crafts people that made these within the 50-mile radius. It's not national people that come in with these big fancy paintings, which are okay. It's not bad to have those, but these are local people.
which is important for the Arts and Heritage Festivals. So,
right,
yeah.
of the county.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
want to display artists that are actually local people that,
Right.
that do work.
Right.
And here's some examples.
Yeah, explain to me what we have on our table here.
Well, they're drawings and paintings and jewelry, handmade jewelry, and then pottery and sculpture and aprons, homemade aprons. And then we have the birdhouse.
Right.
And there's a whole deal with that one. So,
Well, would
you want me to tell you
like
about it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. All right, this is the best birdhouse competition. So we want everybody in the whole county and surrounding counties to build a birdhouse and decorate it and make it really fancy and pretty. And you bring those in, and we'll have the winner at 3 o'clock, announce the winner at 3 o'clock. And then right after that, we'll have the birthday cutting and all that. So 3 o'clock is a really important time that day. And you vote on the birdhouses. They're going to be set up on the square beside the arts and crafts people. Vote on it by handing them $1, and then you can vote for the first place, second place, and third place winner.
Oh, okay.
And so we'll count those up and tell the winner at 3 o'clock. And then after that, you can actually buy the birdhouses, and it's a silent auction, which will be going on all day, and people can bid on the silent auction on the birdhouses, and that will be announced about 4 or 4:30 when we get all the results from the silent auction. So
Okay.
can bring a birdhouse to win, and you can actually buy a birdhouse that day too.
Okay. Is there any significance to the birdhouse, or is it just kind of a neat
Well,
thing to do in
it's
the spring?
sponsored by the Whiskers Project, which is a spay-neuter program. They're raising money to get as many, it's mostly cats. We're doing cats, Whiskers program, spays and neuters cats. So we go out throughout the county, Union County especially, the two counties, and try to collect as many feral and wild cats as we can and fix them so that won't have more and more and more babies.
Right, right.
So that's for a good cause.
Okay, is that Pam Thompson in her
Ver-
group?
Yes, Pam is the treasurer of the group, and Victoria Lindsley started it when she lived up here. She lives in Atlanta now, but she comes back up a lot, and she's our president. I happen to be the secretary.
Okay.
But yes, Pam is very good at this, and we also work with the shelters as
Right.
well, and all the groups that do animal caretaking.
Right, right. Because that is an issue, and we won't get into the economy and its effect, but yeah, okay.
And so yes, this money will go toward help the
Yeah.
kitty cats not breed
Yeah.
quite so.
Well, that's really
profusely.
a unique fundraising, and plus somebody is, or several people will have the opportunity to get, really cool birdhouses.
Yeah, some people display those in their houses, not put birds in them outside.
Yeah, I
They
was
like
gonna
to
say,
they collect
that's,
them. So
Periodically, we get a bird in the studio, so we have to watch carefully and make sure it doesn't roost in there. The aprons, were those donated? Where do they come from?
well, they're made by a local lady in the community,
Mm-hmm.
and she sells them at the fair and at our arts and crafts display. So these are local, like I said, local people made these.
Okay.
All these arts and crafts.
The jewelry and the pottery and the clay sculptures by the clay sculptors.
Yes.
They're all local folks
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Yes, if not in this county, within the 3 or 4 county area.
Right, right. At least region.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Is this an annual?
Yes.
So how many have we had? Can you?
Well, we started in the sesquicentennial year 2006.
Right.
And so since then, we've tried to keep it up every year since then.
So 6, 7, 8, 9. This would actually be the 5th. Okay. All right. And that is
Fourth.
But I'm counting the 6th because that was the sesquicentennial.
Yes, and that was a big deal. So.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And one of the things that came out of that was the centennial videotape that was put together. I think David Sellers did that for you.
Well, he did the one for 1956, and then you all helped us with the parade after that, and some other things that went
Right.
into that. So
Yeah.
yes, that was great for
Oh, that was
you guys.
It was but it was fascinating to watch, and and Howard Cunningham was narrating and kind of telling us what we were seeing.
Yeah, in 1956.
So,
Yes, he was the person in charge of it in 1956.
Right, right.
And he was here with me last time I was in the studio and talking
Yes,
about the
and we miss him
sesquicentennial.
not being with us today, but you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you,
And I'm
Mark.
going to give you a second to catch your breath, and we'll come back and talk about some more of this. That is the Arts and Heritage Festival. It's coming up May 8th, beginning at 11 a.m., and on the square in Hiawassee, although it'll actually start at the rededication of the Presley Post Office, which is between the courthouse in Towns County and the Senior Center. It's a new location. So we'll be right back. And welcome back to Common Cup. My name is Mark Moat. I'm with Lynn Marshall, who is the president of the Towns County Historical Society, talking about the annual Arts and Heritage Festival, which this year falls on May 8th. That's the day before Mother's Day, isn't it, Lynn?
Yes, it sure
Okay.
is.
11 a.m. On the square in Hiawassee and the area surrounding the square. So we're actually blessed in this community to have that layout and facility, to have these wonderful gatherings of townsfolk. So, but speaking of the day before Mother's Day, let's talk about some of the activities that are going on with the Arts and Heritage Festival, because we haven't covered everything yet.
Well, at 3 o'clock, like I said before, it's an important time, so everybody really needs to be there at
Yes.
3. We're going to have the birdhouse competition announced, the winners, and we're also going to have the birthday cake for 154 years, and we're going to honor the oldest mothers that we can get to the square for Mother's Day, and then all of the people that went to high school in Towns County, we want them to show up and get a reunion picture made at that time too. So
From any year.
any year, yes, multi-year reunion.
Multi-generational?
Yes,
Yeah.
sirree,
Okay.
yes. We want as many people as we can there. And even if you're in elementary school, that would be okay. You can come by, get your picture made with your parents.
Yeah, and that would just be an absolutely awesome picture to see. So I'm hoping hundreds and hundreds show up.
Well, that would be nice. We've had 50s and almost 100 before, but yeah, we try to, it's a little bit bigger each year. More people remember and tell their
Right.
relatives about it.
Right. Well, that's great. The birdhouse, best birdhouse competition, that's a fundraiser for the Whiskers Project, and they're trying to raise money to spay and neuter the feral wildcats in the area,
Right.
to stop that population.
Not pets,
Yeah.
wild ones.
To stop the population explosion.
Yes.
Right, okay. And we had mentioned a couple of folks in the Whiskers
Victoria
organization.
Lindsley is the president. Mary Clandaniel is the vice president. Pam Thompson is the treasurer, and Lynn Marshall's the
Is the secretary.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now this is an all-day thing. This goes on till dusk.
Yes.
Um,
And we got
you gonna
food.
Okay, that's what I was
Yes.
going to ask. Is it going to be a place I can eat?
Yeah, so yes, Pine Grove will be selling food plates all day, and the Eastern Star, a Christian organization, will be selling desserts as well. So
Okay.
we'll have plenty of food.
Okay, all right. Now we have all these things on the table, which we've talked about. We really didn't talk about the artwork. Are we looking at artwork on display or for sale? Is it are they local
Yes.
artists? Okay.
Local artists will be bringing their wares, paintings, jewelry, handmade jewelry, needlework. Let's see what else have I got here. Sculpture, pottery, ceramics, a variety of things will be on display and
Okay,
for
the
sale.
jewelry and, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this sounds like it's shaping up to be a wonderful event, as they have been in years past, and as you said, it tends to get a little bigger and better every year.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and we have some local people that will be reading poems and reading stories And a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them, will have their books on sale because they've like self-published their own books, and so we'll have some of those and maybe Foxfire books and a variety of things for people
Right,
to look at
right.
and get an idea of the history of the county and the area.
And something that I want to recap that we talked at length about in the first segment, the opportunity to pass along oral history. Now, this is a project that is, give me the folks involved, North Georgia College and State University.
Well, I need to say that the Georgia Council for the Arts and the Appalachian Studies Center have helped us fund this, and especially the Appalachian Studies Center helped us begin the Oral History Project. 2007, I believe, is when we started that, and they
Okay.
came over and they gave us training, and we were the first ones to get the training, so we didn't have to pay for it that year.
Great.
So they were experimenting on us, but it's
Yeah.
been a great experience with them. They have an archive in their library at North Georgia College and State University, where the Appalachian Studies Center is located. And so we send our tapes to them, and it's oral. It's recordings. It's not videotape.
Not video. It's just
Yes.
it's just
We're not
a
gonna-
tape recording.
I'm not going
as
to
it
take a
were.
picture of you and
Right,
plaster it everywhere.
right.
It's just your voice and what happened to you when you were young, and your grandparents and great-grandparents, and how it used to be around here.
Right.
Because things have changed so much.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's just the roads are paved, and that wasn't till the 50s and 60s, and and the post office that we're going to talk about. The post office, the little ones out in the little communities ended in Eisenhower administration ended
Right.
that, and in the
So in the
60s.
yeah, okay.
In 1960. So it's changed so much, and we need to get as many memories as we can of
And
those
we
people.
need to get those down in a form of a permanent record before these stories disappear forever
Yes,
from the face of the earth. And there will be that opportunity during this.
yes, we'll have the recording center set up for that, and to talk about memories of the McKinney Building, and then the other memories, because the McKinney Building just went down, and it was.
Yeah, yeah.
But we were told about it ahead of time, so please, if you're going to tear down an old building, let us know ahead of time so we can go take pictures and like kind of reminisce. And
Right, right.
But we want to save as many as we can.
Sure,
These
sure.
old buildings.
All right, once again, give me the name, the date, the time, the place.
Towns County Historical Society is sponsoring the Arts and Heritage Festival, which will be May the 8th on Saturday, starting at 11 o'clock and going until dusk. We're going to have gospel music and bluegrass music and singing and dancing with square dancing, food. We're going to have lots of food to eat, and just a great time. Everybody, and a clown's going to be there for the kids. So we'll have lots and lots of very interesting things to do. At 3 o'clock, we're going to announce the birdhouse winners, and then we're going to have pictures of in honor of the oldest mothers, and cut our birthday cake, and the high school reunion picture from everybody who ever went to high school, or just school in Towns County,
Towns
period.
County, right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any cost to show up?
Nope, this has been free so far. I don't
Okay.
know about this funding from now on. The state's kind of cutting back on funds a little bit,
Yes.
but it's free, and we hope to keep it free.
So another reason to come out this year
Yeah.
while it is free.
Yes, yes.
Well, Lynn, thank you. This has been a enlightening experience for me, and I hope the folks watching have enjoyed it and will come see for themselves. And keep up the good work with the Towns County Historical Society.
Well, thank you. May the 8th.
All
Write
right.
it on your calendar.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us on Common Cup. My name is Mark Moat.